Hello, and welcome to the Nonverbal Communications lecture that corresponds with Chapter 4 from the Green textbook. First, going over nonverbal communication, also known as body language. There's a few statistics that you'll need to know for your exam. These are 80% of our communication is nonverbal. There are over 700,000 ways to say something nonverbally, and we tend to listen to nonverbal more than verbal. We also talk about what is your body saying when you talk and the difference between positive or negative body language. Very similar to the idea of feedback, positive and negative doesn't mean happy or sad. It means whether or not it properly corresponds with the actual conversation. So in the top left-hand corner, we see that if they're having a positive conversation interaction, then the body language mirrors this, and that would be positive nonverbal communication. However, in the bottom right-hand corner from the cinematic epic Mean Girls, we find that the conversation is happening between the plastics here indicates that that everything is good and that everything is going to be fixed and that the dress will fit. However, when you look at the body language of Karen and Gretchen, it is not, which means it's negative feedback because it does not mirror what is being said. Facial. Remember that facial communication is nonverbal, and there's 4 body parts that identify with nonverbal communication. Those are listed there. There are also 6 universal emotions, which will be identified in your examination. Your book only discusses 4, so make sure that we have these additions of surprise and disgust when going through the different universal emotions. Remember, you can always stop and start this lecture to add to your notes. Voice. Again, voice is nonverbal, and that's something that is often forgotten in the actual sort of memory of what's going on. So again, it's not what you're saying, but how you say it. Pitch being high and low. Volume, loud or soft. Rate, fast or slow. And the tone, so the connotation you have. These are all things that are nonverbal qualities of voice. Hand gestures. A few things from your book that are important. You have the origin of the handshake, showing that you come in peace. And again, the bow is the same functional thing. Again, being able to not make eye contact and bend your head towards someone shows faith. Space. Using space also can determine how we feel about things, and they can modify behaviors. Men and women use space differently. There are cultural differences to space. And again, there's the different types of spaces that you'll need to know for your exam include intimate space, which is between your body and 18 inches, personal, which is 2 to 4 feet, social, 4 to 12 feet, and public, 12 feet plus. Touch. Again, this can vary in countries. And affect request, this is an idea that when you add touch, people are more likely to listen or follow through. One thing you definitely want to pay attention to here is the idea of high and low context cultures. And that's going to be on your examination as your essay. So this is a good place to talk about it. High and low context cultures. So a lot of that has to do with this variety of the different cultural connections and connectivity of nonverbals. Also, an interesting fact is the life-supporting capacity of touch and the 1980 study at Johns Hopkins University about how touch can actually change the way in which white blood cell counts mirror in sick bodies. So that would be something that you may want to look into as well. Lastly, are you telling a lie? There are lying features that occur in nonverbal communication. Some of these things can be increased facial touching, a decrease of hand gestures, stiff posture, and body shifting. Specifically, the idea is that either when you lie, your body is doing unnatural things because it's focused on subconsciously like an unnatural movement, or obviously the lack of normal things because your body is focused on the lie. And either way, those sort of focused on ideas that you have are become abnormal in a scenario of a lie. So putting it all together, again, You can always go back and double check. I know this was a little bit quick, but we want to make sure that all the information is there. You can always go back and figure out what you have. So again, read chapter 4, Nonverbal Communication, and you'll be ready to go. Thank you. Have a good day.